David Morgan, and I'm asking for your vote for county executive here in Rowan County. I'm the low-tax pro-industry candidate out of the two, I feel. I stand for the flag and I stand for our veterans. My dad sitting back there is a veteran of the U.S. Army, and I will do whatever I can possibly to support our veterans in Rowan County. I'm also a Christian first and candidate second, raised by two godly parents right here in Rowan County. A little bit about my qualifications. I have a bachelor's degree in engineering from the University of Tennessee and a master's degree in management from Tuscaloosa College. And I earned that while, after going back and working myself through that while working in a full-time job. I also have 24 years of management experience. And during that 24 years of management experience, I never once went over my budget. Don't let anybody tell you that it's okay to go over your budget, because it's not. Particularly when you get an audit finding from the comptroller's office, that's not okay. That's not okay. Now, you hear a lot about the school consolidation. I won't go there, but where I will go is I'm thinking past that, beyond that. Once our kids graduate high school and college, where are they going to go to work in Rowan County? Unless you know somebody's mom or daddy and happen to get a job, you're going to go work elsewhere like I had to for 16 out of my 20 professional years before I got in government work. That's what's going to happen. Right now, Rowan County is getting slammed by Cumberland County and Loudoun County on tax rate. We've got to lower that tax rate in order, one, for our citizens to be able to afford to continue living here, two, for industries to be attracted to our county. We've got a lot of things to offer, which has already been mentioned many times tonight. But Cumberland County, Loudoun County, they're eating our lunch and taking our entry, folks. We've got to get some industry in this county so that our kids will have a choice to stay in Rowan County or choose to go somewhere else if they want to. That's where I'm at. That's my platform. And again, I am David Morgan, and I'm humbly asking for your vote and for your support. I am the low-tax pro-industry candidate. I support the veterans, and I'll do whatever I can to get industry attracted to our county, even if that means contacting them personally myself. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Woody.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to come out and be with you this afternoon. Sorry I'm running late. I had an event in Knoxville I had to be at. From my standpoint, of course, I've been the county executive since 2010. Prior to that, I had worked at the University of Tennessee as a consultant for county governments, and prior to that, I'd worked in our own school system here. Prior to that, I'd worked in county government as the Director of Accounts and Budgets over the finances of the county. We were elected, I was elected, our team was put together in 2010. We had a couple of things that we really needed to accomplish and start working on, and most of those dealt with financial management in Rowan County. We came in and we had about $54 million in debt. We had adopted through our legislative body some policies, publications that I co-authored two, and I wrote one for the University of Tennessee on how to manage local government finance. So I'm a CPA, certified public accountant, and been working in government for a number of years. What we came in on, what we had practiced over the years, what we will continue to practice is before we make decisions, we want to study, we want to do analysis, and we want to research what the issues are. Whether that be a school building program, a consolidated plan, capital improvements. So one thing we did do, and we've done it very successfully, we started our first capital improvements program for Rowan County. We started out 5 years, 10 years, we're out at 20 now. Our debt budgets, we carried them out to the end of the debt, which we're out 30 some odd years. We've had successful audits. I guess the most frustrating thing in my administration is getting a call from the comptroller's office saying, Mr. Woody, you have to notify us because of something that's not going right in our office. So I told the comptroller's office, Mr. Comptroller's office, I don't deal with the property assessment. They reference the Tennessee Code and said you got to notify us. So my career working in county government, it's the only time I know that the comptroller's office came in and took over an office. That office was run by Mr. David Morgan.
Okay, Mr. Woody, what qualifications and skills would you bring to the position?
Well, like I said, I've been working in government a number of years, certified public accountant, certified government financial manager. It's kind of ironic that when I was working in the school system, I was chairing or the president of the school business officers, and I was at the University of Tennessee, and I was doing a presentation. And after that presentation, UTs came up to me and said, "Mr. Woody, we'd like for you to come and work for us, so you can teach some of the techniques that you've started implementing." And from that standpoint, I did. That's when I went to the University of Tennessee shortly thereafter. And from that, I worked for an organization that trained elected officials, county commissioners, and county executives across the state. So I had the privilege of working in about 16 counties around the Knoxville region. And from that, we helped put in financial policies. We helped the commission and the county executives and other offices get through some trying times as they set up their finances. So, what's important for us, the county executive does not set the tax rate.
Okay.
Is my time up? Am I supposed to? I'm sorry, I didn't see how this works. So,
1 minute.
so you just cut me off. I didn't look for you for the, okay. I can go all night with some of this.
Honesty. It's always honesty. Mr. Morgan, qualifications and skills you bring to the position.
As mentioned before, I do hold a bachelor's degree in engineering from the University of Tennessee, and also a master's degree in management from Custom College, along with 24 years of management experience. The majority of those have not been in government, so I have a different viewpoint looking in at things when I look at the government situation we're faced with right now. I've had a lot of experience supervising payroll and accounting, which is part of the job description for the county executive right now. And whether the county executive currently will admit it or not, he may not think that part of the job description is to get out and recruit industry for this county, but I'm going to make it part of my position. I see myself as not only the chief financial officer for the county if elected, but the chief salesman for the county. And I'm going to be out there working, trying to actively recruit and help our industrial board and any other entity that wants to participate in bringing jobs to this county. That's where I have experience that my opponent does not. I have industry experience. I can talk their language. And I don't know about you, but I'm fired up about getting jobs and bringing industry back to our own county, bringing us back to economic prosperity.
Okay, Mr. Morgan, what do you believe are some of the current weaknesses in the office, and how would you change it?
Well, as I mentioned just briefly, man, reduction, one of the weaknesses is the tax rate. It keeps going up, and up. What are we seeing for it? I see a lot of older folks out here, like my folks, that are on fixed income. What are you getting in return for that rise in tax rate? I see very little. That's one weakness. We've got to find a way to cut that tax rate. The same home, the same $100,000 home in Rome County, your taxes on it are currently $645. That same home in Cumberland County, your taxes would be $380. Loudoun County would be $452. They're eating their lunch on tax rate. They also have schools, fire, police, same things we got support. So if they can do it, why can't we do it? That's one of my goals, to lower that tax rate and to bring industry in this county, because we've not had industry in about 20 years. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Woody, some of the current weaknesses and how you would change them in the next term?
And I think we got a pretty strong office, quite frankly, and we've got strong financial policies. Some of the biggest challenges that we're having challenges in really hiring people. The industry's having the same problem. When you look at your tax rates, when you look at where you live, you have to look at, why is our tax rate higher than our adjacent counties? And part of the problem as we look at it is because we have two big influences that have driven our economy over the years that we're having a hard time transitioning out of. And that is TVA and the Department of Energy. And then it's the Department of Energy's respective contractors. Both of those federal agencies employ a lot of folks and pay high wages. Because of that, we have to compete with some of the same, for some of the same individuals. Because of that, over the time, our teachers were paid higher because we were trying to compete with the Oak Ridge teachers. The Oak Ridge teachers were competing with the folks at the DOE, Oak Ridge National Lab. So we've tried to transition, and we're still transitioning out of the government assistance from TVA and DOE.
Okay. Are you a property owner in Roane County?
Is it my time?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I own property in Roane County.
And are your taxes current?
My taxes are current.
Okay. Mr. Morgan, property owner, Roane County?
Yes, sir, I am. I've owned a property in Kingston, Tennessee since 1998, and I always pay my taxes first. My daddy raised me right. He raised me to pay my bills and pay my taxes before I eat. So even though I look like I'm missing bills here, I do pay my taxes and bills first, and I appreciate the question because I personally wouldn't want to vote for anybody that doesn't pay their taxes and doesn't pay their bills.
Okay, well, I understand it. I understand. What do you feel is the most pressing problem currently facing Roane County, and how will you work to correct it?
Well, like I said, jobs. Jobs will cure a lot of woes in this county. And in order to attract those industries and those jobs, we've got to have somebody in this office that will actively get out there and not be afraid to market the lakes, the interstates, the available workforce that we have. Oak Ridge National Lab, UT, Roane State, we've got a wealth of resources here in Roane County. And once we fill those industrial parks, I'd like to get the one going on the mountain there. That's jobs for our people. Who cares if Cumberland County and Morgan County gets their bigger share of the property taxes on that? I'd rather give jobs to Roane Countyans where you can drive 10 minutes up Airport Road exit instead of driving all the way to Knoxville through those potholes and all those dad blacks and speeding tickets. That's what I'd like to do. We need to market those resources, and that's what I'm for, getting jobs in this county. Because right now, if we get jobs in this county, expand that tax base, it'll cure a lot of woes. Maybe someday we'll be able to afford a new consolidated high school. But we've got to get industry back in this county, and we've got to return back in black, as I like to say, instead of dead red.
Okay. Mr. Whitty, most pressing problem facing Roane County?
You know, one of the most pressing problems we had in 10 was really our debt load, I felt. And that's the reason we worked through the commission to try to reduce some of our debt from 54 million down to now 33 or 34. But even with that, one of the biggest things that we did is we decided to save our debt capacity for the big projects. And i.e., we quit borrowing money for furniture, we quit borrowing money for police cars, school buses. We run a $100 million budget. So we decided the best we can do is get ready for our next big project. We're going to have to do something in education. What that may be, we're not really sure. It's not all that clear to me yet. But we're going to save our debt capacity so we can borrow if we need to for any new development for education. So we borrow money now. We haven't borrowed it since 2010, really. We let the schools do $1 million. We let our public utility board do a sewer expansion. Other than that, we have not borrowed money. First time we've ever not borrowed money from 10 back. And I've been cut off again. From 10 back, we borrowed money about every year.
Yeah, just wait on.
Who am I supposed to see to cut me off?
It's a 1-minute response.
Oh, well, I don't know what a minute is.
As long as you can count the money, I guess. What changes do you foresee making due to stagnant growth in revenue?
You know, that's a real good question. And again, we're all for growing our local economy. But it's not that simple. I think we're going to refocus a little bit on our industrial effort to our tourism and our retirement. Because that is a great industry for us. Tourism is excellent. I think we need to use our resources of our water system more. It's a beautiful place to live. I've lived here since I was born. I was born south of Kingston. My family's there. I've got 3 other brothers that lived in it. We're going to have to start focusing on the resources that we have. And we do not have a lot of land to recruit industry, okay? You got to understand that our workforce is not there for it. Industries are going to go where they can get the best labor force, which we have, but they have to have available workers. So we're going to have to work in that area and start focusing on some of the vocational components of education also. And that's what we need to do, I think, looking forward. We need to look 25 and 30 years out and plan to reach a goal there.
Okay. Mr. Morgan, what changes do you foresee making due to stagnant growth in revenue?
Well, one thing we can definitely market better, and I know people are out there trying to market it, but we need to market our lakes. I know a lot of folks from up north are moving down here because even though we've got a high tax rate in Roane County in comparison to other tax rates around us, we've got a low tax rate in Tennessee, and we are one of those states that does not have state income tax. So a lot of folks up north are moving down here all the time from Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, because of the climate and because of our low taxes. So that's something we need to market. We need to continue marketing those lakefront properties to those folks or to any other folks that want to build a house. Because once that home is built on that acre, 2 acres of land by the lake, it goes on the property tax rolls. It continues to expand that tax base, as we know. Plus, again, we've got to get more industry in here. The more industry, the more homes we get built, the more that tax base expands, and in theory, it makes your taxes and mine go down, which again will bring and attract more industry to our county. It's kind of like a catch-22, but we've got to chip away at that tax rate just a little bit at a time as we can, so we can be competitive with these other counties, Cumberland and Loudoun, and stop them from stealing all the industry that we could be getting here in Roane County.
Okay, this next one's for you. We'll let you start this one. So, Mr. Morgan, how would you recruit new industry?
Well, the first thing to do is get with the industrial board and really get to know those guys. I know we meet once a month, and I've missed the last couple of meetings and not been able to touch base with them. But that would be one thing, just to see what active projects they've got out there. And I know the Roane Alliance is also meeting and talking with folks, and that's another entity that should be getting the industry brought to this county. So again, I would definitely meet with anybody that has an open interest in getting jobs to this county and industry. And like I said, I would consider myself not only the chief financial officer of the county, but the chief salesman for the county. I'd actively go out myself once a week, twice a week, whatever it takes to try to bring industry and recruit industry to this county. Talk with some of those big leaders. And that's sort of the plan. Just do whatever can be done in order to bring industry to this county, because we all know we need it.
Okay, Mr. Woody, how would you go about recruiting industry?
You know, the county executive is one of the primary leaders in recruiting industry. And I've talked to a lot of leaders. I've talked to them that have contacted us instead of going through the industrial board. I have sat and I've had supper with leaders to talk about what we can offer. So, you know, this is a key position to be able to articulate what your county is doing, what your county has to offer. I was down in Oxford, Mississippi about a year ago with the TVA, and we had a presenter that basically said, you know, what we did in Oxford is this. We started quit going after the big fish. Everybody wants to catch the big fish. But what you really need to do is focus on your existing industries and try to grow the existing industries. Very few big fish are out there to get caught. Quite frankly, we don't even have land to put them. We're in East Tennessee, it's not flat. You have to have the adequate resources, infrastructure there, water, sewer, gas. In a lot of places it doesn't exist. Our biggest industrial area is owned by the Department of Energy and TVA, and we're in the process of reconverting the DOE to one of the largest industrial parks in East Tennessee.
Okay. Well, just stay on here and stand up here. We'll let you go first on this one. Concerning the Roane Alliance, what is your position regarding the alliance today, and what, if any, changes would you make?
So the Roane Alliance was set up. Oh goodness, we had some very influential leaders that set the alliance up, and I'm 2000. It's been in operation a number of years. It is made up of the industrial board, tourism, the chamber, Retired Tennessee, education. So it's an organization that is our main arm of industrial recruitment and tourism. I think we do need to relook at it. We need to relook at maybe the organization a little bit. But by and large, we do not want to destroy it. The biggest thing you've been seeing in the papers is tourism, because the county pays the industrial board for tourism. It comes out of our property tax, and it comes out of our hotel motel tax. Our hotel motel tax from the county level has been falling, but there's a big benefit to tourism, and it is happening in our cities. Harriman's hotel motel tax is growing, so we're looking to have some of the other benefactors of tourism to help pay the bill so we as taxpayers do not have to fund the bill. But I do not want to destroy the organization of the Alliance.
Okay, Mr. Morgan, what is your position on the Alliance, and what if any changes would you make?
Well, first, to my knowledge, the Rhode Alliance is a private entity. Is that correct, Mayor Woody? It is supported by $610,000 roughly of county funds. Now, my job, if elected as your county executive, is to look into any project, any organization that we're giving money to and determine, is this organization serving its purpose? If it's not, then it's my job to try to steer the commission to cut the funding. And that's where I would be on some of those projects. I want to make sure that our tax dollars are being spent wisely, and if they're not, we cut the funds. I know I see the ambulance director out here. He could probably tell you we need an ambulance right now in Rome County. I think we've got either 3 or 4, and I talked to some ambulance folks. We desperately need one more ambulance. And I think they cost about $300,000. I'd rather spend some money on saving lives. I mean, what's more important to us in this office or this complex here than saving somebody's life? I mean, if one of my family members is having a heart attack in deep Rockwood, and the nearest ambulance is in Oliver Springs because there's an emergency there, that's a problem. We need at least one more ambulance. So those are the type of things I would look at if elected as county executive. I would definitely look and see, are they serving their purpose? And if not, cut the funding, give them the money somewhere else.
Okay, one last one, Mr. Morgan first. This is a quick, easy one. What's your position on school consolidation?
My position is no consolidation. I feel that education is best served between the teacher and the student relationship. And to be honest with you, when I went to Kingston High School, as I called it, Rome County High as they call it now, I didn't care what that building looked like. It didn't matter to me as long as we had the basic necessities, heat, air conditioning, which we didn't have all the time. We had blackboards. We had teachers. Miss Linda Roberts, Miss Brown, Coach Walker. We had teachers that cared about students. And when they saw me in the halls, even after I'd had their classes, they would communicate with me, say, hey, Morgan, what's going on? They'd send me out back in their grocery to go White store. And, you know, I enjoyed that relationship. But I think that means a lot more than a physical building to me, that relationship. And I also think, you know, I'd rather spend money buying kids books. I hear we've got a problem not getting the proper books they need in education through the book system. So I'd rather spend money on the books. Let's fix up some of the existing buildings as well. Some of these buildings are pretty nice. Harriman High School is pretty nice. Kingston Band Room's one of the nicest ones around. So is the robotics room. So we've still got some positives out there. I don't think our buildings are just totally crumbling down like everybody thinks. But I am against consolidation of our schools. I'd rather see us support our community schools and go that route. Thank you.
Mr. Woody, for or against school consolidation?
Yeah, that's a tough question. And, you know, I've said it and I'll say it again. You have to study the issues. Laying on my desk was some reports from the 30s, the 60s, and the 80s about consolidating. And we have consolidated a number of schools during all those decades. As you look at the efficiency of schools, the biggest thing we have to focus on is how can we serve the vocational needs, the TCATs needs, someone who's not going to college but is smart enough to do everything else. I have a brother that's a welder. I went and had a 4-year degree. He went into welding. Hey, it's a great job, a great career, and most of those vocational programs are. We have to determine how we're going to service the vocation. If that means consolidating, we rely on the school board to say, should we consolidate or not? And then once that decision is made, you have to look at the location to make sure it's the location that will meet the needs of the entire community. So I'm not pro-consolidation, but I'm not against consolidation either. There's a time and a place that we have to change and do the transition for the next generation.
Candidates for county executive.